Right, we're going to get started again. So I'm going to take the second part, and the areas I'm going to cover is Steganography, file recovery, or a little bit of basic file carving, network forensics, or packet analysis. So if I go an overview a little bit about myself, I'm the mentor for Honolulu High School. I did summer teacher last year. Air Force for 21 years. I'm retired now. I work for Referentia as a system security engineer. Cool. So, like I said, we already talked about what we're going to do, the overview. So the first one is Steganography. So basically it's the science of hiding information. A long time ago in your cereal boxes you would get something, you know, like a little kit. So you can write something and hand it to your friend and they can look at it by putting milk on it or something like that. Basically, same thing you can do with lemon juice, put it on paper, it'll dry basically clear, then somebody can take a candle and they can see it. Over here you can kind of see where they did it with a baseball to kind of mark it, you know, show that it's authentic or something. So it's maybe like a UV pin, UV light to actually see that. There's different ways of doing it. Steganography has been around for years, like from what I saw, like since 446 BC. Also the Romans and Greeks also used it, so it's been around for a long time. How is it different from cryptography? So cryptography makes the data unreadable by a third party. Basically, steganography hides the data from a third party, so it's there, right there in plain sight, but it's kind of hidden. You have to understand how they did it. We also use the term security through obscurity. So it's basically, you know, you're just kind of like it's hiding things. You're not actually fixing something like that. So some methods, covert channels. You can do hidden text within web pages. Is very basic. Hiding files in plain sight, null cipher. So I'm going to give examples of these. So examples of a covert channel. An example of a covert channel, they suspected like Osama bin Laden when he was doing his videos, those video messages, a lot of times they thought he was giving a message to the other terrorists to do something. You know, that was a lot of people thought that what he was doing. Also during like Vietnam, some of our prisoners of war, you know, if they're videotaped, they'd also blink Morse code. So that's kind of a covert channel. You know, they're being videotaped saying, hey, I'm okay and this and that, but they're also sending a message back to our government through Morse code by blinking. So that's a covert channel. So sending and receiving information data between machines without alerting any firewalls or IDSs on the network. So this is kind of on the network side. You can store messages in white space, unused space. Another way of doing it, you'll see they'll use protocols for what they're intended for. So like port 80 or IRC ports. They'll use those to communicate. The malware use that to communicate. But port 80 is for what? What is port 80 for? HTTP. So yeah, most firewalls or IDSs have that port already open, so you know you can get through there. So you use your malware to communicate over that port. IRC, that's the chat port, Internet Relay Chat. A lot of times they use command and control using that port because those ports are open. So null cipher. Here's an example of a null cipher. It's a template. And the way this one works is so I write this long message. And then on the other end, we have this common template that we share. And you've probably seen this before. So this template, basically, you take it, and I apply this template over the message you sent me. So now the message now says, Horse Ferry sank in Burlington, find an alternate transport. So that's an example of a null cipher using the template. Very basic. What's kind of the same here with the cryptography though? What's common with cryptography? What do you need? A key. That's right. So basically the template's the key. So if somebody intercepted that first message, they're not going to know what it means. But if I sent this to you, you know, and you had the same template as me, then you're going to know what I'm talking about. Another example, so a hidden message, but using the first letter. So again, I write this long message, and then I just use, then you know another end, I'm using the first letter, you know, how we communicate. See all the first letters I highlighted? So Pershing sales from New York, June 1st. I think this was like World War II or World War I, I don't remember. But something like this. A reporter used this type of format to communicate back and forth without letting somebody know. Any questions on how that works? Pretty simple. So, some tools that are out there. You have StegDetect, OpenStego, StegHide, Hide in Picture. Some of the labs we're going to go through, we're actually going to use it. We're going to hide information inside of the picture. So we're going to take a regular JPEG or something like that, and you're going to hide the information in there. All right, so we're going to go do the lab right now. I have the lab up here.